Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Di at 18 Monday Street Journals. Thank you so much for being here and watching this. This is going to be the start of a regular thing. I don't know how many times a week or whatever. I haven't figured out a schedule. But we're going to be... I thought you might like to follow along. A lot of people... There's been a lot of talk from newbies in particular. How do I use a journal? How do I fill it in with all the pretty pages, and there doesn't appear to be any room to write, and all of those really important questions. So I thought what I might do is just bring you along, so particularly newbies to junk journaling. This might be of interest to you, or anybody that maybe buys a journal and you've got all these beautiful decorated pages, and it's got lots of Tim Holtz pictures of strangers in it. And I've made lots of those. I love those. But how do you turn that into your own? The answer is you put your own personal things in your memory journal. This is what I'm calling it, my memory journal. So as you can see, here I've just popped in my initials, which I traced from a printout or a book or something. I just traced that over on vellum and I've stuck that in. So that's kind of like my personal book plate. I've got some nice side things there. Here I've got a picture of myself. I mean, your most trusty thing will be old photographs of your life, things that you love. And even when I was little, I had what they call now, or they probably don't even know what they call now, but all of you over a certain age will know what a glory box was. And a glory box was, I guess in 100, 200 years ago, it was called a trousseau, where you had your stuff for when you were going to leave home and get married. Well, a glory box back in because I was born in 61. So I was, a teenager in the early 70s, and I started collecting things for my glory box. And usually they were really nice presents. Like I had crystal glasses and special, I had a lovely dressing table set that Mum bought me, and all kinds of lovely things, beautiful hand-done tablecloths that I'd embroidered. And anyway, I used to keep little trinkets even from when I was a little girl. I remember when my auntie got married, she made the dress herself, and she gave me a tiny little slip of dress material, and I kept that and I've still got it. So when my son was born, I kept all his favorite outfits, and then I've pieced them together in various ways as memory things for him through the years. So yeah, all those little bits that you might have been holding on to. Maybe you've got an earring that was your mother's or your grandmother's. Well, a clip-on earring is great on top of the page, or you can undo them and put them onto jump rings and things. So these were what we were making yesterday. Now, I had made, where's some other ones? There's some other ones. And I did say in that video yesterday, I was going to show you how I put them in my book. I don't think I showed these yesterday. I wired this onto the top of a little bulldog clip. And you can see there how good that is. Well, not good, but how I did it. You put it on the back one so that you can open it and clip it. And I just wound the wire round and round and round and manipulated. That's a picture of Dad and me when I was born. And I've always loved that picture. And of course, I can clip it onto a page. And it does two things. A, it saves space because it's sticking up out of the way. And it can also act as a bookmark. I mean, and there's one of my mum and me on the same day. She was only 19 years old. She got married when she was 18 and she had me at 19. So there's the matching set there on the bulldog clips. And today I thought we might swing some from the side. So here's an idea where I love these little envelopes. They're so easy to do with really thin book page. And you just fold that. And of course, that way you can write on the back of your beautiful treasured photo. I mean, in the old days, they would have had photo corners. And I do have photo corners, but it's just easier to pull it in and out of this and read the back and all the information on it. And here I've got a beautiful little one of me and my sister playing in the backyard one summer in our blow up wading pool. And I've just used a bulb pin and a jump ring, and I've swung it from 2 little pieces of doily applique. So that's saving a lot of space. So there's that. This was an idea I had the other day. This is this is one of my favorite pictures that is done in 1965. So I was 4 years old and I was visiting my auntie and uncle, and they had horses. And this is in the yard. There's bridles on the post. There's a beer bottle there filled with some kind of a mixture for the horses, some kind of medicine, and an old grain sack. And there's the cockatoo that they had. They had a huge bird aviary, but they'd take him out and they'd put him in a bigger cage and move him all around so that he could feed off the ground, as cockatoos like to do. His name was Cocky, and he used to call my name. So that brings back so many memories. And here I am looking like little Raggedy Ann. You probably can't see that because this is a photocopy, but in the original you can see really well that the toes, these are my yard shoes, the toes are out. And because I love to get a bit dirty, not too dirty, but just a little bit. Even from when I was little, my mother used to dress me up and do my hair, and she didn't like me getting dirty. So this was an opportunity out with the horses and everything where I could really play and make mud cakes, and that's my mother's doll circa 1949, 1950. And she had a ceramic head filled with straw and ceramic arms and legs. And because the toes were chipped and you could see the straw underneath the sort of the hard, but it wasn't porcelain. It was kind of, I'm going to say ceramic of some sort, and a cloth body. But yeah, she went everywhere with me she lived there. She lived at this address where my uncle and aunt were. And so it was a house where Mum had grown, her parents had lived in. So her stuff was still there, and it was wonderful to go and play with her. And because she was chipped and old, I was careful with her, but she wasn't too precious. So I've just hinged that. I've got a piece of an old negative, and luckily let's take a bit of that. That'll just easily come off. A little bit of excess glue there. Just get that off. My mother used to take pictures of her garden whenever anything bloomed, and so when she died, she had boxes and boxes of her garden in every weather, in every season, every bloom. And the negatives, of course, or every packet of photos had negatives. So there's a lot of negatives I've got to play with. And I thought if I just stick this on and just leave it up a little bit, that can act as a good hinge for that picture. And I've used a really good neutral book tag and folded it so that it's on the page, it just comes down from the bottom so that I can still write or put other pictures behind it. And that's how it looks on the other side, which I'm quite happy with. Lots of those pockets. Now, where else did I put? I think this is a hidden paper clip, or is it not? I can't remember now. No, I've glued that on. Okay. So, I have more dangles and things to put in, the ones we made yesterday. I have this negative. I might find a spot somewhere. There's lots of little things tucked in here. That's a nice sturdy page. So I can put that on there, leave it hanging over, and I can put a jump ring on this and then put one of those lovely little... Where did they go? They were here a minute ago. Now that's strange. I must have left them on that other page. But yeah, on every envelope, I've used pictures of me or others in my family, and I found all my mother's handwriting on birthday cards and in my baby book. So I've been able to photocopy those, and I can actually flip through this and see my mother's handwriting, which, oh, tell you what, it's beautiful. Really beautiful. I do have a little bit of my father's handwriting. It was harder to find his writing than it was anyone's. Probably because Mum did all the work. Oh, there they are, right at the front. Yep, okay, gotcha. Right, so I have these three little darlings. Actually, I could probably put one off onto the edge of that. There's a little one of me and my sister. Doesn't really matter where they go. And not everything has to be about our family, but I can add a picture here and a picture here, and then still have cottages or whatever I want on the top. And I've got some pictures of our old houses too, so I thought I might do a page where I reminisce about the houses, the addresses where we've lived over the years. Isn't that a lovely pocket? That is so pretty. I've got that. I think I've got that. That was one of my very favourite. That was out of a 1940s book that my mother had. No, that's going back. That's about the 1930s, because my grandmother had this book. And I've still got the book, but I photocopied that page of my favourite of all time poem, Nod, by Walter de la Mare. That is a beautiful. And so, yeah, I've just personalised all the ephemera I've made to be personal. And that's how we can do it. And everything that I learn, I try and put in here. Actually, what I might do is, before I glue that in, I'll get a little jump ring. I just thought I'd take you on a craft along with me, and we can see how it goes. And I've stapled that in, so I'm going to have to open that. I should have been timing this too, shouldn't I? Because I could waffle all day. We've been talking 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And it's now 12 noon. I'll just slip that in there like that. There we go. And then slip this one on. This, when they're double-sided, it doesn't matter either which way they go on. And just join him back up like that. I'm not a very coordinated person. I'm really not. So right. And then that can just be glued onto the edge of the page to hang out a bit. Whoops, hang on, will that work? Oh, I did it on the wrong side. I wanted to do it on that side so it hung down. Well, I can physically undo it. Right. Well, that was easy. That was a cute little jump ring. I'm very weak in the hands. I was surprised. Okay. Try again. And then that can hang down there just really nicely. That's my favourite auntie and uncle. That is really lovely. And you can see somebody in there in the negative against the page, which is really cute. And just make it fit the glue, which will dry clear, hopefully. Then we'll do the other side. I'll just add it to it this time. Okay. And then we've got a really unique personal tab. And photography's always been in my family too, so that's another touch that's personal to me. Then on another one we can use these lace tabs. What I thought with these was, I wonder if I've got a tab floating around. It's just a little label which I folded in half. And I was making these hidden paper clips the other day. And I thought, why don't I just make like a hidden tab with lace on the outside so it's ready to go. So I cobbled these two together. So all I have to do is put glue on the paper when I'm ready, and then they'll just sit over a page when I'm ready just to be glued in. How easy is that? That looks quite sweet there, doesn't it? And this was one, oh yeah, this was one I did too. And that's a picture of my son when he was born. I did a big one of him the other day with the resin. And I've got a bulb pin, and I've actually put a grommet into that, and I've sewn some hand sewn some little bling on it, and that just pokes out so sweet. So there's so much that you can do. I just thought I'd rather get them off my desk now, and if I straddle that down there, that'll make a nice edge. All I have to figure out is how to get the dangle on it, which I don't think will be too hard because there's a nice big hole in, if that's weighty enough. I'm happy enough to go through the, no, not both sides dyed, just one, or, oh no, I'll go through both. It's got these little natural holes in the lace, so if that will hold that without pulling through, yeah, that's good. That is really great. Then I can just pop that on the end. And all I've got to do is glue it on. Isn't that sweet? I really love this idea. I can put the whole family pictures onto dangles and save some space in here. That's absolutely brilliant. And I love these lace ideas. I can't remember seeing anyone do it, but hey, someone would have done it somewhere. But now I can do these lace tabs and have them ready. Okay, look at that. And also a great way to use up little bits of lace scraps. And isn't that sweet? And on the other little loop, I could tie a pretty little bow actually. I got this at Spotlight the other day, and it's recycled paper, and it was up in the catering section, in the cake section where they had icings and stuff. And I thought, well, I don't care that it's paper, that suits me down to the ground. But that will make a nice little bow. Decoration. And I think it was only about $1. Comes from the USA. Finished in Mexico. Made in USA. Oh, it's polyester. It's not paper. Cool. That's another cute little thing to have. So if I just slip that in that nice big loop, that'll just add a pretty touch. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? That is adorable. So then all I have to do is write in this. And I've got all my school things out in the shed, and I've got to go through them. I've got my first Holy Communion rosary beads, and I've got one or two school reports, I think. There's me on a little horsey. It's so fun to open up and see your family instead of these. Well, I don't mind Tim Holtz figures, but they're interesting. They could be my relatives. But yeah. Now, is there anything personal on this page? There's a secret writing space there. Now that's a house tag I made out of paper. I love that. Oh, right. And I have written about the houses we lived in. Wow, that's great. That is great. So that was fun. Have I written on that one? Nope. That was the one I did some scribbles one day, and I'd lost my mojo, and I just cut up these little scraps and into leaves and petals, and then just drew in the stems and made some grass, and it kept me occupied for a few hours. Okay, so what have I got in here? These are bulky though. They do take up a lot of space. And this book, I've got a picture of one. I think that was one of my professional photos. There I am with my sister and my favourite uncle. And that's a book, and I thought I could write all about that day. But that is bulky. I'm not going to do this with... I'm going to run out of room. But if I do more writing, and there's a picture, I think I've got some old things that my mother had from my grandmother, and I'm going to utilize those. Actually, I think that is off an old serviette of the family with a crocheted edge. That's really heavy. I love that. Love that image. She was in a Daphne's Diary. That little doll, and I cut her out. She's gorgeous. Reminds me of one of my first baby dolls I was given from Santa. It's very thick though. I'm not sure what to do there. But we can figure this out together. I mean, the writing part will be something I'll do off camera. I just thought we could work on ephemera. That's another envelope I've got ready to go, and these are ready to be filled with personal memories. Oh, I've still got another little one to find. Okay. Well, actually, that might be nice on there. It might be nice. Let's see. So, it's a matter of finding a strong hole near to the edge. So I don't want it to pull through. Okay, that's not going to work. Unless... Yeah, that might work. Okay. And that matches that quite sweet. That's so sweet. I might put it up really high. Yep, let's do that. This is what I like about this idea with the little tabs. I might do a quick tutorial on it. Well, it would be very quick because I'm in hello. That is so sweet. Okay, well I can hear my husband come home for lunch. So, oh, that's a picture of me at 18 months. That's a lovely little tag. Oh yeah, that's one I did with strangers. But that's so nice. And I've got the two tiny little ribbon clips up the top, which I thought was really clever at the time. I might replace that and put in something of my family. Yeah, maybe I'll just take the idea and make new ones. Oh, that's from my son. That's definitely a keepsake. So yeah, I've got some little things I've just shoved in here that I thought I might be able to turn into some pretty ephemera. Favorite quotes. My grandparents were great, or my grandfather was a grazier. He came out from Ireland, And they owned a lot of land around Canberra and Queanbeyan. And of course, Beatrix Potter, my favourite stories. And we always had pussycats. There's so many stories to write in here about all our pussycats. And that's that's another one of pussycat. I'm not sure why I put that in there, but must remind me of something. So yeah, hope that was enjoyable, and I'll think of some more things to do with ephemera and making it our own, and then we'll just see how we go. I've written quite a bit there. I took a picture, actually I got that off the net. That is the St. Peter and Paul's Cathedral in Goulburn, where I had my first Holy Communion and my confirmation, and we'd go to church every Sunday there. And behind that was Our Lady of Mercy College, where I went to school with the nuns in secondary school. So I've written all about that there. And then I've got that on the other side, Matthew, Mark, Luke and John, bless the bed that I lie on. Well, I'm going to leave that there. I really just wanted you to show you about the bulldog clips as an extra idea. And we'll come back and we'll work on this on a routine, even if it's once a month. I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, let's have fun. And hopefully that's given you some ideas for your personal memory journal, or just your journal, whatever you might like to call it. And that's a nice jangle. That's the other chandelier earring. I've got the pretty blue and a crimp, ribbon crimp, and it just jangles, and it's on a bulldog clip so it can clip on the spine, and that looks so pretty just standing on the bookshelf. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, click that like and leave me comments. Tell me about your memory journal and any great ideas that you have. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Please come back again, and hope you have a lovely day. Bye for now. See ya.